says we're live. Are we live? Let me know. Get that cow in the barn there, Dome Seeker. Can you hear me? Audio okay? Yes, sometimes I do drink water. Not too often. We got 6 people. Woo! Packed house. 3 thumbs up. Thank you. At least half of you gave a thumbs up. Tonight, I just wanted to hop on here because I've been watching the news, seeing what's going on with Colorado and now California, the border, Boston, Ukraine, Israel, all of that stuff. And I have come to the conclusion that woke will win. All right. Now, I know a lot of people are going to, that just gets under your skin. All right. When I say woke will win, it irritates some of you to the bone. I'm not altogether fond of it myself. Those of you who know me, which is, most of you who have been here for a while, what's up, guys? Let me say hi to everybody real fast. Then we'll hop into it. Patricia, thank you for being here. Black Cat Whirly Gig pinned that message because it was cool. Prepare to defend yourselves. PNP, comment, Kentucky Freedom. Hey, how are you doing? Glad you're here. Single Dad, glad to have you here. Sherman, thanks for being here. And if you are trying to comment, if you're click, and you're watching this, and you're click, and it's not going through, it's because you haven't been a subscriber for at least 20 minutes. So, yeah, I went from 5 to 10 to 20 because some people like to subscribe, comment, and bounce on out and then unsubscribe. So, figure I'll make them at least have a little bit of a speed bump. So, there's that. 76239. Steve Hall, thank you for being here. Why woke will win? Woke will win because woke is the government's modus operandi. And the government, when I say the government, I mean the powers that be, the people behind the government, if you will. The, what do they call it? The deep state, the international cabal, the people who meet at Bohemian Grove, the people that meet in Switzerland and Davos, the George Sorry, trying to watch that word. Those guys, the Gil Bates, okay, those guys, they're going to win, at least in the medium to long term. They're going to win, and I know everybody's like, well, Jesus will come again. Well, hell comes first, according to your Bibles. So there's that. He comes at the end to take everybody, judgment and all that. But first, you got to go through living hell, and that's what's coming. All right. And here's why. And I know some people are like, well, we could stop it. We could 1776 it. No, simply judging by the rate of the amount of people that show receipts at Walmart for their own goods that they own. If you'll let people at Walmart illegally commit searches on your property, you'll bend a knee to the government when they come a calling too. So just aren't enough. And there's not enough to stem the little boy in the dike. That's best case scenario. Little boy in the dike. Yes, Dynamite, because we let them. I don't. In fact, my Walmart people look at me and they go, oh, it's him. Hi, have a nice day, before I even get there. All right. If Angel's pushing the cart behind me, they look at me, look at her, and they're like, hi. They don't even ask anymore because they know I'll be an asshole. Okay. But I've made friends with a couple of them. I talked to old Joe. Anyway, let's hop into it. Here's why. I even divided it up for you guys. Put it on a nice little whiteboard for you. Government, PCP. Power, control, and profit. That's what the government likes. Power, control, and profit. And the best tool they found to use that is the woke agenda. A lot of equity and inclusion falls under the woke agenda, all right? Equity, meaning all results are the same. I mean, you don't have to work hard to get that. You don't have to put in the effort to have the same outcome. Equity. So when you hear people say they want equity and diversity, they mean they want somebody to have the same things you have and not have to go through the same things you've gone through, not put in as much work as you have. and they're really good about dividing the nation. They've got you all divided. Now, you're going to learn things here today. Some of you do not know these things. Some of you may have heard rumors of them, but as always, I try to make my content a little bit educational, okay? And hopefully a little entertaining, but if not, I'm happy with the educational part. Some people don't like the truth bombs that I throw at them, okay? I know that. I know sometimes I come off a bit harsh and abrasive. I have been accused of being an asshole, okay? Yes. And I understand. That'll be my burden to bear. I'll put that on my back. I'm a big boy, got my big boy panties on. I'll take that for you. All right. But they basically divide us in this country, into red and blue, conservative and liberal. Now, under conservative, now this is generally speaking. I know there are going to be there people out there that are like, oh, I'm an independent. Good for you. The bulk of the people fall into tribalist categories. Okay. It is. Conservatives tend to be more independent and more small governing, small governance, small government. All right. They want the least amount of government interference in their lives as possible. I think most conservatives will agree with that statement. The blue tend to be liberals. That's what they call themselves. They tend to want more government control, bigger government. All right. They want people to all come together like communism. You work, I'll work. And if you happen to work harder, we still share the same amount of stuff because that's equity. Okay. Now, I see some people laughing in there. Glad you're getting some humor out of this, Pilgrim. Thank you for being here. Some of the main issues in the country. Issues. Let me ask you a question real quick because I don't know how you're seeing this. Is this appearing backwards to you? If it's backwards, just put a B because I don't know how this camera shows on your end. I don't usually watch it other than what I see here. Can you read those words? It's perfect. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes if you're on a camera, the words end up showing backwards. I want to make sure you're capable of seeing these things. Issues, common issues, the border. All right. And here's why I say these issues are how I will demonstrate to you unequivocally that you have been divided and brainwashed without even realizing that they've done it to you. All right. They've done it, and you don't. Most of you, some of you are real clever cookies. Some of you are. A lot of you are. That longtime subscribers, you are clever cookies. Some of you new people might be going, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" And I don't believe him. Stand by to stand by. The border. The red people, the conservatives, are like, we have a problem at the border because we have almost 500,000 people per month flooding up from all the Latin American countries. Now, I know there are some Chinese in there. There are some Iranians in there. There are some Africans in there. Pick a nationality, and some of them are in there. But the vast majority are Latin Americans, okay? Mexicans, Honduras, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, Panamanians, Bolivians, Colombians. Pick. All right, but they're in there. And the blue guys over here are like, oh no, we need to have, let people come. They're having they have a rough life where they're from. Okay. So the conservatives on this issue want border security and are worried about a lot of you. I know because I started watching MD Creedmoor. I never really realized he was that popular. So I've subscribed to him, and now I'm watching MD Creekmore. And is it Creekmore or Creedmoor? Creekmore. I just saw a couple of his videos yesterday. But you're worried about replacement. All of these people coming in and white replacement theory. All right? You're worried about that up here, but not further down. And they're worried about keeping everything kosher, kosher, and keeping the people coming in and peace and love and happiness for everybody, but not further down. Okay? Because, for example, and I know this is going to irritate some people that I've known for years are like, I can't believe you said that, Rob. Like people that know me here for years. And I'm like, it's just simply observation and facts. Okay. This country here, Israel, had a large influx of immigrants in the 40s for some reason. We won't talk about that reason, but there was a large influx. And these people here were already there. Yes, there were some of these people there too, because it was their historical homeland. And I mean, if you look at the Bible, they've been there for thousands of years. But there was all of a sudden, because of some hinky shit going on up in Germany, a large influx of people, of immigrants into their country. And eventually, the immigrants outnumbered the local people. All right? Replacement. They were replaced. The local people were replaced by more of the immigrants. And then they were pushed off in the land that was Egypt, but it's now Palestine because Israel took it from Egypt. And they said, well, now we got this land from Egypt and from Jordan. Let's just put all the rest of these people in those spots so we ain't going to deal with them. All right? So if you're looking at Palestine, you're like, oh, well, they're getting the shit bombed out of them. That's probably going to be conservatives in about 65 years, maybe 70 if you're lucky. All right. I'm just hoping that we get a walled off Florida for us to stay in, which would be really good because it'd be easy. They could build one wall across Florida and then just put a naval blockade around it. All right. Just like they do in Gaza. And all of us conservatives could be at least living the beach life, at that time. I mean, yeah, a lot of conservatives in one little panhandle. All right. And all the rest of the land will go to all the immigrants that are coming across the border now because they have a historical. Texas used to belong to Mexico. And if you go further back, all those native populations have bloodlines that are intermixed. They have historical claim to this land. All right. And the natives will come off of the reservations and they'll reclaim their stuff too. And all of you white people can just live in Florida. All the old white people live in Florida. Behind the wall. And don't worry, they'll let food and water and some diesel in. And as long as you don't have anybody launching shit out, you'll be fine. But if you try to argue against this shit, they will bomb the shit out of you. But anyway, okay. So conservatives are for the border here, but not for the border here. The blue is against the border and for Palestine, which is weird because the liberals are woke, and therefore this second one here, the LGBT. And if you know anything about Arabic people, Islamic people, is that stuff here, or where's that? This stuff here does not fly. I mean, maybe off of rooftops, but it doesn't fly in their society, all right? The same as it doesn't fly in Russian society, okay? So the government's got you wanting a border here, but not worrying about what's happening here. They've got these people on this side backing the very people who would just annihilate them, all right? But people are actually smart enough to go, hey, if they're going to fight for us, let them do it. We'll take care of them after they take care of the problem, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, they'll be friends. The Islamists will be friends with the LGBT community until the LGBT community destroys the conservatives, and then they'll destroy the LGBT. Yeah, because that's how it'll work. All right, Ukraine. You've got the blue wanting to back Ukraine. Why? Because Ukraine is real into the LGBT wokeness. They're into wokeness. They're good with this. They're good with this. And they also kind of don't like these people down here either. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the Ukrainians don't like these people down here either. So it's funny because these people, don't like these people. These people like these people, and Ukraine all ties together. So the government's got these people and these people arguing about, basically arguing so much that they're going against their own values. Okay? Conservatives won't support Russia, who is totally against the woke movement, against the LGBT shit, believes in strong borders, uh, and the blue will support Ukraine but won't support Israel. It's just madness. They've got you fighting. They've got you willing to fight the very people on each side, the very people who are either your ally against the other or your enemy against another. It's maddening. And the fact that they've been able to do this perfectly, because Israel is woke as hell. Israel is the only place in the entire Middle East where you can be just openly just woohoo, all right, without bad things happening to you. Israel is the only place in the Middle East where you could have a drag time for kids event. Yeah. Any place else? Oh, it's not going to be good. All right. And the conservatives are backing them ones. They've got you literally backing the very causes that you stand up, you are vocal against here. I won't say stand up because ain't nobody wants to stand up. Ain't nobody wants to stand up. It'd have to get really, really bad here, and only then a little bit. Because like even the first one, 3% stood up? That's not a lot. That's a small percentage. That means 97% didn't. All right. But do you see what's going on here? It's amazing. It's amazing that they can twist the people's below's minds to where they will support things that counter their. They've got the liberals convinced that they need to support Palestine, though Palestine is their enemy. And they've got the conservative convinced they should support Israel when everything Israel stands for is the woke agenda. It's mind-blowing when you think about it. And that's why woke will win. Or if not, it's going to be a fucking dust cloud somewhere, pardon my language. It's going to be all hell's going to break loose. Because the only people really standing against woke as we speak are these people down here, the Russians, these people right here. These people are pro woke, and these people are pro woke. And then, so the government is going to pick in a war with anybody who's not woke. And we're just like, woohoo, I support this member for government and this member, when they're all working together. All the members of government are up here. That's why they're in green. Separate color. Give them this separate color. All right. Because no matter what happens below, they're still going to have separate rules for you and separate rules for them. Okay. You even see that greatly, like in here. The more woke a country is, the more they have separate rules for their people. Okay. Like Ukraine shut down an entire segment of religious population. They closed their churches and everything. All right. Israel literally has a justice system set up for Jewish people and a justice system set up for other. All right. Like a literal two legal systems. Yeah. Check that shit out. Google it if you don't believe me. Hope you're learning something. But yes, this is why they will win, because it's not about them winning and it's not about them winning. It's about them winning to them. To us, we understand, for the most part, a lot of us conservatives, the ones who are awake and not woke, okay? Who are awake. Those of you who understand what I'm saying, you understand that there are people in this group that are detrimental to our cause. And this entire group is detrimental to our cause. So basically the 3% will come out of this group. Okay. So that's because it ain't coming out of here for sure. Does anybody have any questions before I call this a day? What do we got in the chat? Don't forget, hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Most people only read headlines. They are clueless. Okay, for example, people always talk about terrorism. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, because a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. And I point out truth. Israel was founded on terrorism, the modern state. Now, Jewish people aren't bad. I got Jewish friends. I like Jewish people. But the government over there was literally created by running a terror campaign, a bombing campaign against the British, until the British in 1948 were like, enough, stop blowing shit up. You can have it. All right. That was after all the large amounts of immigrants came in. So if immigrants come in here and everybody's talking about, oh, sleeper cells, you're watching history repeat. And the woke people are going to start jacking shit up until the government just gives them shit. Oh, and my shit is falling. See? And if you don't believe me, just Google it. Google King David hotel bombing. Google that and read. It'll take you about 10 minutes, 10-minute read. All right. What else we got here? Kentucky Freedom says you laid it out. Yes, I did. You know, when Arab people are conservative and want conservative values, and then I go online on Facebook and I see people who I know for a fact are like gun-toting rednecks going, oh, them damn Arabs over there need to. They're on your side, dude. You and Billy Bob just throttle it back, drink you some Zima or something. I know you're not on the Bud Light right now. Go get you a Zima and chill. They're on your side, morally speaking. Death Wish coffee. Oh yeah, I tried that last night. It made my body twitch and shit. Like my arm was involved. I was like, yeah, because I put it in the thing, and it's the little Keurig thing, and I put the strong, and then I let it go. It's got a strong button where it'll like make it stronger. And that was a learning experience. I put it in and I drank it, and like I was wired to the gills. I was twitchy and shit, and I was like, "What the hell? Why did nobody warn me about this? Put a label on it. Somebody let me know it's going to have me doing involuntary shit. Damn it! No, that's like how." All right, like I was raised in the black community predominantly, and we were always taught that there's black people shit and there's white people shit. And when I say that, it's not racist. I mean, there's like diving with sharks. That's white people shit. All right, having dancing with rhythm is black people shit. But Death Wish coffees falls under white people shit. All right, because it makes you like that. Yeah. It's white people shit. It's like, I'm going to go on a barefoot safari in the Serengeti. That's white people shit. I'm going to climb the Himalayas. Yes, that's white people shit. All right. Why are you laughing, Dynamite? I'm just calling it as I see it. All right. Like I was raised that if you see like a brother running past you, you catch up with him because something bad is going down that way. All right. White people are like, what's he running from? No, like my instinct is, oh shit, we got to go. Now the soldier in me had to learn to counteract that. All right. So, and it took me a while. It's like, because my instinct growing up was, you see people running this way, you keep up with them. And then in the military, it was like, you see people running this way, you got to run that way. All right. So, yeah, truck stop coffee is like, the Pilot is not bad, but that Death Wish, like for real, it's got some kick to it. I mean, I don't not like it. I just wasn't expecting it. It's like, imagine if somebody was like, oh, here, you got a headache, take this, and it was just like a pill of, I don't know, cocaine, and you thought it was Advil. You were used to Advil. and they just gave you Coke, it's going to have a different effect than ibuprofen. Okay, so he says I was a good chaos prepper. Why is everybody laughing at me? I'm just calling it as I see it. And I was laughing when I was thinking about this shit. I was like how y'all are. This is how I am when I see this shit. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like racism. Did you come on? Please tell me some of y'all heard about the Boston mayor who threw a Kellard's only Christmas party and accidentally emailed out the invitation to every elected official, even the white ones, and then was like, oh, sorry, it's not for you. It's only for colored people. Yeah, and then through the party, she just had the party. She still went on with it, and all the white people were like, well, if they don't want me there, I'm not going to go there, but I'm not offended. See, liberals don't even realize when they should be offended. They get offended for other people, but not for themselves. Okay? Yep, an Asian lady. Yeah. And see, and that's where I got a benefit on y'all because my kids are all half Asian. So when the woke start deporting y'all asses to Florida and putting up the wall, my kids can kind of blend in. I might have to go, or I might not even make it. I probably won't even make it. But at least my kids can kind of blend in and escape. Okay? So I'm good with that. I love my baby sharks. In fact, I gotta go and spend some time with them here as soon as I get done with you. So good night. God bless. I hope somebody learns something from this. I hope somebody learns to open your eyes and think about what who is actually on your side, who's not on your side, and how they're twisting everything to split you apart. All right. Good night. God bless you. To my baby sharks, I'm on my way. I'll see y'all later. I'm out of here.